do you think the central problem of Western society is that we're intent on sloughing off responsibility at every level?
Any society where people are shying away from responsibility is a society that's self-crippling, because the responsibility is to do the work that's necessary to revitalize the culture, to rescue its fundamental axioms from the darkness, to revitalize it and to have it expand and grow. And if that isn't happening, then anything that isn't growing dies. You know, that's sort of a fundamental truth of life. And so I don't know if it's precisely the central problem of the West, because it's not like there aren't people who aren't taking responsibility in the rest of the world. But it's enough of a problem in the West that it threatens us. And I think that's particularly felt by young men. I think the reason for that in part is that the direction for young women in some sense is more obvious, both culturally and biologically, because young women are encouraged, if they're attempting to manifest the logos, let's say, they're definitely encouraged in that. There's no doubt about it. And then as a backup, they have the Divine Mother and Child. And so they're kind of set. With men, it's more, this is perhaps why men have always undergone a ritual initiation, because they need to be directed more in a more articulate manner, in a more conscious manner. They have to be inculcated with the culture in order to decide that adopting responsibility is the appropriate thing to do. And they need a rationale for that, because why the hell would you adopt responsibility without a rationale? It's like the default position is aimless, impulsive, pleasure-seeking, and inertia. Because all you have to do to have that is do nothing, and that's easy. So then the immediate question is, well, why not just do that? And one of the answers is because you and the world will go to hell, and very rapidly. And that's a pretty good answer, and it's actually true. Now, you know, what that means in any eternal sense is not an easy thing to say, but the proximal sense is true enough. So even inaction is not morally acceptable in the face of the unkempt, unfinished state of being. I guess that's a reasonable way of thinking about it.
For our full-length documentary on Jordan Peterson and more great content, check the Rebel Wisdom website, where you'll also find details of some of the events we're running for men to give a direct experience of some of what Jordan Peterson is talking about.